People are still confused whether it's BMW or BMW. Hey, the Chinese are entering India, right? BYD is here and there are more. How do you characterize the Chinese cars? Why is an Indian buyer now taking that leap to luxury?
There is a brand DNA which is there, which I don't see the Chinese brands have developed as of now. India is just about 4% contribution to electric out of the overall portfolio. For us in iX1 or the X1, 50% of that is electric. Similarly, in 7 Series, which is a 2 crore rupees car, again the contribution of electric is 50%.
L for luxury and L for lighter on the pocket. They want both.
And L for longer.
And long wheelbase is the preference.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Great. Fair enough.
So 3 Ls.
3 Ls.
A lot of people are not owning luxury. It's still 1%, so 99% haven't really experienced the German driving pleasure or the BMW's sheer driving pleasure so far.
Right. That precision comes at a price. Maybe that's why they take time. Today, we are speaking to one of the most seasoned minds in India's automotive industry, a man who has spent over 30 years shaping how India buys, drives, and aspires. Hardeep Singh Brar, President and CEO of the BMW Group in India, has led sales, marketing, customer experience, and corporate strategy across a host of car companies in India, such as Maruti Suzuki, Volkswagen, Nissan, General Motors, Kia India, and now one of the world's most respected luxury brands, BMW. Under his watch, BMW India plans to post a record growth, lead the luxury EV segment, and redefine what premium mobility means for a young, ambitious India. Today, we will also learn from him his plans ahead and the strategy he plans to bring back BMW to the #1 spot on total volume of sales in India. A marathon man who runs for passion will also help decode his new route to India's success. Welcome, Hardeep Singh, to the ET podcast.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you for having me in your podcast.
The first question is with the name itself. As they say, there's a lot hidden in the name, and when we looked up on the social media, people are still confused whether it's BMW or BMW. Why don't you help us learn what is it and how do you even pronounce it?
So for every English speaker, it is BMW. Now W in German language is pronounced as way. So when a German talks about it, hence it comes out as BMW. Similar to like it is not A in German, it is called A. So similarly, the pronunciation of all the alphabets is very different when you go to Germany or Munich for that matter. But it is also the nickname is also Beamer, but actually the correct pronunciation for that is Bimmer, which is BIMMER. As you know, we also have a motorcycle division, and the motorcycles are called Beamer, which could be BEAMER or BEEMER. So there's a long history to it, maybe some other time, but right. BMW in Germany, BMW across the globe, wherever you speak English.
And is there a full form to it?
Yeah, it is Bayerisch Motoren Werk, which is a full form for BMW.
All right. Hardeep, you worked with almost all types of brands in India. What's that one USP that truly differentiates a German brand from the other brands that are currently operating in India?
I think the precision and engineering is something what BMW really stands for. And why do we go into that is because, if you look at our tagline or the slogan, it's sheer driving pleasure. You can get your sheer driving pleasure if the car is built absolutely precisely. People can enjoy how the gaps are, how the fit and finish is, and how well the engines, the transmission, the suspension are tuned. And you can drive it anywhere and you will absolutely love the ride and the drive of the car. And this is how it completely differentiates itself from the rest of the brands.
So the other day I walked into a German car showroom, let me not name the brand.
Yeah.
and this salesman turns and tells me, if you're looking for value for money, Maruti le lo. If you're looking for features, go for the Koreans. If you're looking for safety and comfort, then go for the Germans. Would that be the correct characterization of cars from different countries and regions?
I would kind of agree to that, and I think this is where the German engineering comes into play. I think our cars are probably the safest if you look at the build quality, and if you even listen to the thud when the door closes, you can feel that the car is solid. When you drive the car, you can see the precision in acceleration, the way the engines are so responsive that you don't need to really press the accelerator to the fullest extent. Right? When it drives over the uneven surface, the shocks are not really passed on to you. Right? You are safe and you are really enjoying. And I'll keep coming back to the sheer driving pleasure, throughout our conversation, and that's what it is all about.
So value for money, Maruti le lo, maze lene hai to German le lo. Would that be right?
Absolutely.
Great.
BMW le lo.
Perfect. Right pitch. So we've discussed the Germans, the Koreans, but hey, the Chinese are entering India, right? BYD is here and there are more. How do you characterize the Chinese cars?
Frankly, I would not like to comment on any nationality, but of course I see them as a good
they would be a competitor.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, see, a competition. I think the most important thing about BMW is the brand, right? People really want to get associated with the brand. There is a brand DNA which is there, which I don't see the Chinese brands have developed as of now. Of course, they will come and we really respect the competition, and we don't want to take anybody lightly. And we have seen what they have done across the globe. But I think the DNA of, as I mentioned, firstly, people want to get associated with the brand BMW. How many of us really want to get associated with some of the other brands, right? So that we must come back to the fundamental of why do we buy the car? We want to buy the car to really enjoy the drive, enjoy the acceleration, and all the features, etc., come later on, right?
So you're saying the drive pleasure is still with BMW, and that's where one should stay.
Absolutely.
Right. We're talking of BMW, and it's clearly an operation in luxury space, and I want to now head there. Indian buyers in the last decade more so have been skipping few steps and entering to the luxury segment. Some of the new buyers are actually directly heading to the luxury segment if they can afford it. What's driving this jump in your understanding? I mean, you've been in this space for the last 30 years. Why is an Indian buyer now taking that leap to luxury?
So there are two big factors which are playing out. The first factor is for maybe generation of ours and maybe slightly younger one is the COVID. Right? After COVID, people felt that, we were all into savings, investments. And after COVID, people felt that, why am I saving all of, and why am I investing and why I'm not enjoying it? And I think that was the big shift that happened, that post-COVID, people want to really enjoy the money which they have accumulated, and hence there's a shift of consumers to premium/luxury. People want to enjoy life. The second reason is the shift in the demographics of the consumers, right? When you look at the millennials or the Gen Z now, I think Gen Z is pretty much in action now. I think these two generations think very differently. They want to live in the present, they want to enjoy the finer things in life, and they want to enjoy anything which can give them pleasure. I think these are the two major factors which are really, pushing people more towards premiumness as well as the luxury.
You've just been few months in BMW, and I'm sure you've done your study. Wanted to understand what is that one customer insight or India-specific moment that would have changed the way BMW configures cars for the market, because every company that enters India learns a thing or two about Indian customer, Indian road conditions, infrastructure, and thereby brings an offering which is palatable, acceptable, and maybe preferred in India. What has BMW learned about Indian customer and maybe the road conditions?
I would like to mention two things here. Firstly, Indian wants space in their car, right? So globally, if you see most of the Western world, people drive cars themselves. But in India, you want to be driven by a chauffeur during the weekdays while you are traveling to your office. But on the weekends, you want to drive yourself. So what do you need, right? So you need space on the weekdays, and you need the driving pleasure on the weekends. So, a couple of years back, so our 7 Series has always been a long wheelbase. And then we brought that DNA to the 3 Series about 3 to 4 years back. And then we brought in the 5 Series with again a long wheelbase. And then early this year, we brought in our electric X1 with a long wheelbase. And eventually we will try to shift to long wheelbase to as many cars as possible. So this is one big shift, and people are really enjoying the space at the rear, and these cars are leading in their respective segments. So that is one. Number 2, we launched electric. I spoke about iX1. So iX1 is not only a long wheelbase, but also an electric. So we felt people, while Indians want to spend money, but they don't want to spend too much of money when it comes to maintenance of the cars or the running cost
or the monthly running cost.
So electric cars perfectly solve that problem as well, that you are charging at home against 10 rupees per kilometer, you're just paying 1 rupee or maybe maximum 2 rupees a kilometer. There's no maintenance cost to that. So, and plus on top of that, our consumer is also looking at sustainability. That, am I contributing towards the environment? Am I contributing towards the society? So I think these 2 big things, what BMW has done has really clicked with the consumers. Right. And hence we can see a lot of demand for both long wheelbase as well as the electric vehicles. And to give you some of the data points, India is just about 4% contribution to electric out of the overall portfolio. For us, in iX1 or the X1, 50% of that is electric. Similarly, in 7 Series, which is a 2 crore rupees car, again, the contribution of electric is 50%. So, our consumer is even more conscious towards society, environment, and hence, they are latching onto the electric bandwagon.
In a nutshell, it's a 2L formula. Yeah. L for luxury and L for lighter on the pocket. They want both.
And L for longer.
And long wheelbase is the preference.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Great. Fair enough.
So 3 Ls.
3 Ls. Yeah. So BMW's best-selling EV versus ICE. What are the models and why do they sell most? The iX1 would be the best-selling EV.
Yes, it is a best-selling EV, and the ratio is 50-50, as I mentioned. Similarly, the moment you go to 7 Series, so we have again 50-50 ratio. iX was at an exclusive model which didn't have an equivalent ICE model. iX did very well for us, and and we are looking at introducing more electric cars across our range because we have seen the success story, and we would like to bring electric cars in all the models that we have.
Right. From 2L, let me come to the 2E. BMW and the Germans are known for engineering. Yeah. But when one buys a car, there's a lot of emotion as well. Yeah. So engineering and emotion both combined, put together, define a car experience for many. Yeah. Where does BMW stand there? And when it comes to the BMW drive feel, how does one describe this?
When you're sitting and really enjoying the drive, and while you enjoy the drive, there are 2-3 key components that makes you really emotional about the car. The first one is the responsiveness of the engine, right? You just give a little bit of press the accelerator, and the way car responds to your how you press the accelerator is really, really emotional. The second thing is about how the handling of the car on the road, right? On the corners, or even when it is driving at a very high speed, how's the roll in the body, right? When you feel absolutely comfortable and you are cruising at some of the roads where you can go up to a speed of 120 or beyond, then you feel, oh, really, I'm driving at this speed because I don't feel it. Right, that's a very emotional thing when you feel that you are cruising at a very high speed, but you don't actually feel when you are inside the car. And also the look and feel and the touch that you have for all the features, the dashboard, the upholstery that we use. I think all put together, I think what can, if I have to summarize, what can touch all your 5 senses, right? And BMW in a perfect way touch all these 5 senses, which is why it is such a
engineering and emotional marvel.
Absolutely, yes.
Great, fair enough. Coming back to the luxury, in your understanding, who is the new luxury buyer is she younger? And earlier the perception was that luxury cars are only bought by the business folks. Has that changed? Are more professional entering this space and buying?
You're absolutely right. Till a couple of years back, most of the people were business owners, right, who were buying it. But now we see a lot of professionals and self-employed and the startups who are moving into it, right? So anybody who, let's say, reaches a salary level of 75 lakhs and beyond, right? I think it is very easy for that consumer to buy a car. So a lot of corporate employees, as we can see, are above that price bracket. So a lot of them are coming in. The doctors, the lawyers, the architects, the CAs, these self-employed professionals. That is another segment which is now emerging and buying these luxury cars. And the last one are, as we can see, a lot of startups. These founders. And that's the third stream which is coming in and buying. And of course, when it comes to Mini, you have customers and the youngsters which are just out of college. Of course, to some of them it is gifted by their parents, but you find very young crowd driving the Mini as well.
On the luxury front, there are people who are in the value space, learning a thing or two about features and wanting to showcase their products as the luxury.
Yeah.
And since you've traveled and you've done Maruti stint, you've done Kia stint, and now you're in the luxury space. If you were to look back, what do the luxury walas need to learn from the features wala as well as the value for money walas, so that they also learn a thing or two on how to sell more of their cars if the volume is a requirement?
Two things I would say, and they are all built around cost, how we can bring in that value equation to luxury. I think first one is localization. Right? If we localize our cars even more because of the volumes, and we also are very, very conscious about the quality. Right now, the parts are, we are importing. We have some local product, but largely the localization is what probably we can really focus on. The second thing is maybe because the parts are imported and hence the cost component in terms of servicing is slightly higher. And if we localize this can also be brought down. So
localization could be one important lesson.
Yeah. So
any other that comes to your mind?
So as a result of this, your cost of maintenance can come down, because when the parts are localized, that will bring down the cost of maintenance as well. So from mass and near premium, you can think about the costings, how you can make costings better, so that you can provide to the consumers these things at a much more affordable price.
So the class needs to learn the M lesson for mass, which is money. Fair enough.
Very well said. Yes.
You're a marathon man.
Yeah.
What are the learnings, or maybe even one marathon rule that you actively apply, which in running, but you also then apply the same in running a company like BMW India?
Yeah. In life, marathon it teaches you a lot of lessons. You have to be patient, right? You can't run a marathon overnight. So, which means you need to follow the process of running a marathon. And even in an organization, it's the same. You can't make an organization successful overnight. You have to go through the fundamentals, go step by step, and very importantly, keep patience, right? You have to be patient about the outcomes. You can't bring in things overnight. And the last thing is, adjust according to the situation. So sometimes it's not that your every marathon goes very smooth. Sometimes sometimes your knee is hurting. Sometimes your mind gives up. Sometimes something or the weather is too extreme. So you can't run the marathon at the same pace. All your timings are very, very different. So when you're running in hot and humid day, so I run a lot of half marathons. You may do half marathon in 2 hours, 10 minutes, right? And you have to take care of your body and what you can push. But when the weather is very conducive, you can even run a marathon in 1 hour 45 minutes. So the gap between 2 half marathons could be 25 minutes on a given day. So the lesson is, look at what the market condition is. Look at the market. You can't push on when things are tough, because if you try to push, there could be a breakdown, right? So you have to maneuver according to the situation, and no day is the same as the previous day. So adjust according to the situation. But the important thing is keep improving every day, even a 1% improvement every day.
Iterative.
Yeah. So is your today better than yesterday? Have we done something which is taking us in the right direction? I think if you have that in your mind, and that's what you do in marathons also, that, are we improving day by day or not? I think that's, and if your direction is correct. So having the right direction and then improvising on every day is what will eventually take you to your destination.
Great. Thanks a lot. So that brings us the end part. This is a rapid fire round.
Yeah.
Inspired from Karan Johar. It means that I'll throw one-line questions at you, and you can have one-line or two-word answers, whatever comes to your mind, but instantaneously.
All right. Okay.
Don't take too long to think.
Okay.
If you pause, that means you're not responding in time.
All right. Okay.
In 3 words, your personal vision for BMW India. You can take up to 5 words, but yeah, 3 to 5 words.
Clearly, I think you answered it, to be number 1 in India.
Great. EV or ICE? What excites you more personally?
I would say EV. I think the acceleration in EV is fabulous. It's, you are contributing towards environment, and it's light on your pocket.
You took 5 lines, I'll give you only 1 line. Your favorite Indian road to enjoy a BMW ride?
I go to Punjab very often, and the highways are phenomenal.
Any particular road stretch?
It's called Northeastern Expressway number 5.
Be honest on this answer. If not a BMW, which other car would you love to drive the most?
You have one standing right next to you. It's a Mini Cooper. I absolutely love it.
Still chosen your group. A city where BMW demand surprised you?
I think you have that relationship to that city, and we were talking pre-interview. Vadodara and Surat, we were not selling any electric cars till last year, or maybe a couple of them. This year we will cross 100 units in these 2 cities. So from 0 to 100, at the price point that I'm talking about, 50 lakhs plus, has really taken us by surprise. So
I'm glad
growth.
My hometown has contributed to your sales.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. One German engineering trait that Indian buyers are yet to discover and appreciate?
I would say precision. Because a lot of people are not owning luxury. It's still 1%, so 99% haven't really experienced the German driving pleasure or the BMW's sheer driving pleasure so far.
Right. That precision comes at a price. Maybe that's why they take time. Fair enough. Thank you so much, Hardeep.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Deepak.
Talking to you and understanding so much about the space that you offer.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, and also coming to our new store.
Comfort and pleasure is ours. Hard work is all of yours. Thank you so much.
But thank you. Thank you.